Okay, today we're going to talk about adding fractions with different denominators. Before we jump into that, let's review adding fractions with the same denominators. So for example, if you had 1/8 plus 3/8, okay, so we remember that the bottom number is the denominator, and the top part of the fraction is the numerator. Okay, and we learned in the last lesson, when adding fractions, you have to have what is known as a common denominator. So these denominators, these numbers have to be the same. So when adding or subtracting fractions, the denominator number will stay the same. The numerators you would add together. So the 1 plus 3, that would give us 4. So this would be our answer. The only problem here with this answer is our answer isn't reduced. So in order to reduce this one, notice here that we could divide the numerator and the denominator by 4, giving us 1/2. So this is a quick review of how to add fractions with the same denominator. Today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about adding fractions with different denominators. Okay? Like such. So 2/4 plus 1/7. So you can see here the denominators are different. Okay? The first thing, so step 1, we are going to find the common denominator. So for example here, to find the common denominator, we are going to find the least common multiple, the LCM, of 4 and 7. So let's look at 4 and let's list the multiples of 4. So for example, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 9 is 36. And we could go on forever, but let's stop there for now. Also, let's look at 7. So same idea here. 7 times 1 is 7. Another way to think of this is just counting by sevens. So 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, and so on and so on. Now, to find our least common multiple, all we have to do is find a number in these lists of these multiples that is common with each other and which is the smallest one. So if you notice 28, for both of those, that is the smallest one. So step 1, we found the common denominator, which is known as the least common multiple or least common denominator. Sometimes you'll hear it listed that way as well. So first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to change these denominators So they're alike. So we're going to make both of them 28. Okay. Step 2. Step 2. Find what the numerator find what the numerator will become. So what I mean by that, we made 4 became 28. So what we need to think is, what would we multiply 4 by to get 28? Well, 4 times 7 would result in 28. So if we look at this problem here, if I multiply the denominator by 7 and get 28, I need to think, how is that going to influence this numerator here? And what I would have to do, and I also have to multiply the numerator by 7. So 2 times 7 would be 14. Really, all we've done here, we've just multiplied this 2 over 4 by 1, because 7 divided by 7 is 1. 1 times anything doesn't really change the result of that number. So this is still 14 over 28. Same idea here. You need to think, okay, what do I have to multiply 7 by to get 28? Well, that's going to be 4. And now we're trying to figure out what number would go here. So since we multiplied the denominator by 4, you're also going to multiply the numerator by 4. And we know that 1 times 4 would be 4. Again, the same thing here. This 4 divided by 4, that's just like multiplying that by 1. Okay, because 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. So now we have this. Okay, so our original problem here, which was right here, 2/4 plus 1/7 became 14 over 28 plus 4 over 28 by multiplying through here, coming up with a common denominator. Now, step 3, add the fractions with a common denominator. So this would end up being 14 plus 4 is 28. Oh, I'm sorry. 18 over 28. And then step 4 would be to reduce. So if we look at 18 over 28, we need to think, what can I divide 18 by and what can I divide 28 by? Well, I could divide both of these by 2, which would give me 9 over 14. And then there isn't a common number that I can divide both 9 and 14 by, so this would be our answer. I hope this was helpful.